Making forecasts using multiple linear regression. Part 1. Today we are going to look at something called multiple linear regression. The name sounds complicated, but the idea behind it is actually quite simple and very practical, especially for business students. In business, we often want to understand why something is happening. For example, why does revenue go up in some weeks and down in others? Very often, revenue does not depend on just one factor. It depends on several things happening at the same time. Multiple linear regression is a tool that helps us measure how different factors together influence an outcome. You will learn why multiple linear regression is useful in a business context and how it can be used to predict revenue based on more than one factor. Let us imagine a small online business that sells handmade notebooks. Every week, the business spends money on two types of advertising. One is Facebook advertising, and the other is Google advertising. At the end of each week, the owner records how much money was spent on Facebook ads, how much was spent on Google ads, and how much revenue the business made that week. The question the business owner is asking is simple. If I know how much I plan to spend on Facebook ads and Google ads next week, can I estimate how much revenue I am likely to make? This is exactly the kind of question that multiple linear regression helps us answer. In this situation, revenue is the thing we want to predict. In statistics, we call this the dependent variable. The amount spent on Facebook ads and Google ads are the things that influence revenue. These are called independent variables. Let's stop for a minute to explain the difference between independent and dependent variables. In simple terms, independent variables relate to the factors causing the change, while dependent variables relate to the result. For example, the amount spent on advertising is the independent variable because it may cause a change in the revenue earned, which is therefore known as the dependent variable. Similarly, the number of hours spent studying is the independent variable because it may affect a change in the exam score, which is the dependent variable. Remember it this way: the dependent variable depends on the independent variable. One last example. The number of products sold depends on the price at which they are sold. This means that the number of products is the dependent variable and the price is the independent variable.